Hello, you big, beautiful Broadway world. It's me, your Broadway buddy, Ben Cameron, welcoming you back to Broadway World's Next on Stage Dance Edition, sponsored by LaDuca Shoes. Where are my LaDucas? There's a LaDuca right there. Gorgeous. Mwah. Last week, we introduced you to our top 5 contestants in our college category. Since then, you have voted, and tonight we're back to reveal the top 3. Our top 3 received the most votes in our last voting period, which opened on Monday, August 9th and closed Wednesday night at midnight. You, my friends, have voted them into our top 3, and today they're going to get a chance to receive invaluable feedback and mentorship from our fabulous celebrity judges. At the end of this, our judges will also get a chance to look at our awesome almosts who did not quite make it into the top 3, and they will have the power within themselves to push one of our dancers forward into our final round of voting, which means the stakes are so high. All right, before we get to it, let's welcome those esteemed judges today. The man, the myth, the legend, the Gucci of shoes, Mr. Phil LaDuca.
How are you, sir? Good to see you.
Marvelous. Good to see you as well. Here I am with Luigi. We're just chilling. We're hanging out, pointing our feet the way we ought to. Top 3, Phil. Can you believe we're there for our college dancers? We've been really impressed this season. What has you?
They have flown by, and I'm really, really very, very anxious to see what these top 3 bring, because we have just whittled it down like a fine sculpture. And I'm waiting for just that resin to just pop and just it hit us in the face. So there they are. That's the one.
We're waiting for that moment to happen. Watch the cream rise. I love it. Also with us today, Mr. Justin Prescott is here.
Oh, hello, everyone. Hello.
Justin Prescott with fabulous internet service.
Yes.
Terrific lighting. Justin, what are you looking for? Top 3. This has been whittled down from hundreds and hundreds of submissions down to 3. What are you looking for? What do you think the secret is to getting this far?
Again, what I said last week, it was just that storytelling. I love to see the story through movement, that punctuation, those commas, those exclamation points, and also personality. You know, we love to see you, the dancer. We just want you to be the movement and the shapes. We want to see you. So storytelling, and we want to see the person who's dancing.
I love that. That is very like some advice that Phil gave our high school students just yesterday. So let us see if those top 3 have brought it.
Okay.
All right. This week's theme is we've challenged each of our dancers to perform a number from a movie musical, which is open to interpretation. Favorite movie musical, gentlemen?
Ooh.
I know, it's Sophie's choice.
I went with Singing in the Rain, Broadway rhythm yesterday, but today I'm going to go with Maniac from Flashdance.
Oh. Here. I'm going to cue Water Bucket. Okay. Justin, what about you?
Oh, man. Footloose in general. Footloose, the movies. You can't deny it. So
everybody cut. Footloose was actually my Broadway debut back in 1990. All right. If you're watching at home, if you'd like to learn more about our remaining contestants, you can scan the QR code below, and you can learn all about Broadway World Stage Mag, which is an interactive virtual program to help you get to know all of our next on stage contestants and our fabulous judges. And good news, you can create a custom program of your very own by visiting stagemag.broadwayworld.com. So you're going to want to look into that. Get your own custom stage show program. Very cool. All right, let's jump into it. We've got top 3 to talk about. Let's go.
All right.
First up in our top 3, we have Grace Bradbury. Grace is in our top 3. Grace is giving a shout out today to Susie Carroll for everything she has taught her about swinging. She says she doesn't know how much she inspires me to continue working and learning new skills in choreography every day. Today, Grace is doing the original Jerome Robbins choreography to Cool from West Side Story. We accept. Take it away, Grace.
Cool it, A-Rob. Cool it.
ain't loose, boy. Easy has it, easy does it. Turn off the juice, boy. Just play it cool, boy. Real cool.
Ray Bradbury, in a word, very cool, if you ask me. It doesn't get better than that choreographically in the musical theater canon, does it? Let's start with Phil Duca.
Oh, brings back so many memories. Grace, fantastic job. I had the pleasure of my first company in New York, American Dance Machine, Lee Theodore, the original Anybody's from West Side Story, Jerome Robbins' assistant. So that choreography just choked me up watching it. Having learned it from Lee and doing it and seeing you do it so well. It is such a strong, masculine dancing. For a woman to take that on is an incredible challenge. And you not only met the challenge, but you knocked it out of the park. There is so much. The technique wise was right, spot on. Even the pirouette with the knee fan kick down into the split, which was murder to do. You did it effortlessly. And not only am I loving it, but I'm so jealous. I kept looking at this going, how do I pick this apart? Because the emotional commitment was there. Certainly the choreography, you met the challenge of it. You stayed in character. The production value, loved the back alley garage, great setting that really put us into it. The only thing that I could possibly tweak for you is a little change in the dynamics from the desperation, where it is frightening. Right at that moment, this gang is in tatters. The leader's gone. They don't know what they're going to do. And I wanted to see that fear, that baby John fear, and then it just melt away because you're cool. You got it under control. Slow down, boy. That's the only thing I can say about it, because I was blown away by the performance. Wonderful.
That is high praise from Phil Duca. Justin Prescott, how did that hit you?
I mean, I just love that choreography. I've never had the chance to learn it, and I'm so jealous. So I'm glad you're able to do it.
Phil can teach you.
Yeah, I mean, I was in American Dance Machine, and they did it, and I, of course, wasn't in it. So I was like, oh man, almost. But yeah, it was. You grasped all the elements that is cool, the cool. And I agree with Phil about sort of like your execution and your tenacity behind the movement, because it is quite physical. And I've always been in the back of the studio trying to learn it, and I've always been tired, so I can only imagine what it's like doing it full out. And also on concrete. I mean, come on, those knee spins on concrete. I'm like, oh my gosh, you're winning. But also, to also piggyback on what Phil said about sort of like that desperation, sort of like, I call it like, dance fight choreography, it's like the why I oughta, but I'm not, just a little bit more of the difference in dynamics of those two worlds. But yeah, overall, I think you did a great job, execution, especially, again, the physicality of this choreography is relentless. So I applaud you for tackling such a dance heavy piece.
Absolutely. I thought that was a slam dunk. So happy to see Grace in our top three. I guess it's worth mentioning that our beloved Bianca Marroquin could not be here with us today. Show business has called, and we'll tell you about it later. Top secret stuff. All right, moving on. In our top three, we have Miss Noelle Roth. Noelle Roth is dancing today to On My Own from Les Miserables, which she choreographed herself. She wants to thank her parents, Brad and Linda, her sister Sophie, and, oh, here's a fun name, Nikki Snelson. She wants to thank Nikki Snelson. All right, let's take it away, Noelle.
On my own, pretending he's beside me. All alone, I walk with him till morning. Without him, I feel his arms around me, and when I lose my way, I close my eyes, and he has found me. In the rain, the pavement shines like silver. All the lights are misty in the river. In the darkness, the trees are full of starlight, and all I see is him and me forever and forever. And I know it's only in my mind that I'm talking to myself and not to him. And although I know that he is blind, still I say there's a way for us. I love him. I love him. I love him. But only on my own.
Noel Roth performing On My Own. Today is the day of unconventional surfaces on which to dance.
Yeah.
Concrete and the forest floor. I gotta say, this is a pretty captivating young actress. Justin, I know you like a story. Tell us your thoughts.
Well, firstly, I'll get in with the unconventional floors. I mean, the space was a perfect space for using this song On My Own. You know, as someone in the middle of nowhere. It's like, you know, you're already captivated by that alone. And then the storytelling, I mean, come on. I mean, she brought the tears. I was just like, oh my gosh. I was like, oh, look. I was like, stop it. But yeah, it was beautiful. Very great, very beautiful dancing level. You know, those lines are there and those shapes are there. And of course, like sort of like capturing the essence of what she's saying, you know, sort of like that passion behind it. It definitely showed through the movement. And again, that space, of course, was just perfect for that. And cinematography on top of that was, especially when you came around the 360 and you came back to your full face, that sort of like cinematography is beautiful for something like this. So yeah, I think it's beautiful work, beautiful dancing. And yeah, you got me. You definitely got me. I was like,
Choked up.
Yeah, a little bit. But yeah, beautiful work.
Phil, we often hear you talk to these young performers about bringing it out of the body and into the face and into the eyes. Did you feel Noel did that?
Yeah, it was wonderful to see, as Justin is saying, the when somebody commits to a character emotionally, it reads. Not just facially, but as Justin was saying too, physically, it just emulates from within the soul, and that's the trick of a good dancer, is revealing your soul. We know at this stage you can all dance. You wouldn't be here if you didn't have a strong foundation and technique behind you. As we always say, okay, what else is in your toolbox? And we always talk about character and what is the story. And this is probably one of the greatest dramatic pieces and emotionally charged number and point in a show. I loved what you did with it. At times I loved the unconventional movements with it, and other times I wanted you to give us more of a movement that would come from the pain, as opposed to a handstand split where's the pain that drives a step, a contraction, a part of the body that can't function. I wanted in the beginning, I loved the close up. I would suggest, if I were directing, I would have said, look, let's do this again. And I would have spoken with you for several minutes and said, think of what brought you to this point in your life right now, and where you are at, and the people and the person that you loved, and he's no longer there and you can't have him. And when I would see that swell up, I'd go, start the dance from there. I wanted to see it to where you were almost going to break, and I'd say, start dancing. And then go into it so that that whole journey just floods out of you, and those tears at the end. We were so close, all of us. I was teary-eyed as well, and it would have just been a flood. Even at that end with that circle, I wanted you to be down on the ground, because there is no place else for you to go. It's the end. So little things on top of a fantastic performance. Thank you.
Absolutely. I will say for the record that if I were to do a headstand split like that, there would be plenty of pain involved. And I think it's interesting. I'm thinking back about Noelle's journey right now, and Noelle started us off the season tap dancing. And what a wonderful broad range she's been able to show us. That's exciting. All right. There is one dancer left in our top three. Phil, do you have any guesses? Don't say them. We'll check in and see who it is. All right. Our final dancer in the top three is Mr. RJ Higdon. Hey, RJ's bringing us a self-choreograph. We would have it no other way. The other side from The Greatest Showman. RJ is sending a shout out today to Karen Reimar from the Orange County School of the Arts. We love him. Let's go, RJ.
Right here, right now, I put the offer out. I don't wanna chase you down, I know you see it. You run with me, and I can cut you free out of the treachery and walls you keep in. So trade that typical for something colorful. And if it's crazy, live a little crazy. You can play it sensible for the king unconventional, or you can risk it all and see.
RJ coming in with the tap, and RJ's not one but two people, R and J perhaps. Phil LaDuca, what are your thoughts?
RJ, take a look over my shoulder. That's Mikhail Baryshnikov and Rudolf Nureyev, who I had the great honor of dancing with. Male dancers of a high caliber come very rarely. You, my friend, have an it quality. You have it. And it usually shows up at a very young age. It's not something you grow into. You have it however it was cultivated. Bless your parents, your teachers. But these gentlemen, male dancers, to emulate, watching you, I said, if they do a Fred Astaire story, here's the guy. Here's the guy. One little thing I would say to you, you're a little tight in your hips. You loosen up your hips, take some yoga, some salsa classes, and I hope you're taking voice lessons, my man. You've got, if you can sing, you're going to go far in this business, sir.
It doesn't get better than that. From Phil to RJ, I gotta imagine he's singing a lot if he's training at Michigan. I'm in the musical theater department. I bet he is. Justin, what did you take away from that?
Yeah, I mean, I love your height and I love your ability to take up space and not being afraid to use it, like I said before to you. And yeah, my only little thing I'd say about your performance was that I would have loved to see two different styles of tap, since you're two different people. It would have been nice to see, like, the more, I like how you started sort of like, almost Charlie Chaplin-ish, with sort of like the inverted shapes and like, suit hats and, all the things like that. So that could have been more classical, more upright, less hip involvement. But then the other guy, could have been a little more rugged street guy, tie could have come undone, more huffing, more grounded type of style of dancing. But overall, I think you did a great job choreographically. I love what you did. Your sounds are great. I will say, slow down just a little bit. It's like just the hair, and it may have something to do with the hips, Phil. You might be onto something. It's a little bit more, I guess, a water bowl-y, for lack of better words. It kind of would have grounded you a lot more, so that you wouldn't have the tendency to speed up. But yeah, overall, like you said, I think you got that it thing, man. It's really great to see a tall man like really take up space and really capture, the audience. You got me in, so I'm like, keep going.
Absolutely. Yeah, I wonder too. I'm glad you guys brought up the height. I think we've talked about that before. I'm not sure how tall he is, but he looks like he's got to be 6'2", right?
Yeah, at least 6. Yeah,
something like that. I know. I'm 6'3", and so to any dancer who can move like that at that height,
I'm going to guess 5'10".
What?
5'10".
5'10". That's tall though. All right, that's our top 3. But we're not done yet. When we come back, we are going to have a look at our awesome almost, the dancers who very nearly made it into the top 3, but one of them is going to get a chance based on our judges' decision to move forward into our final round of competition. So come right back. All right, it's time to meet those awesome almost. We're in a unique position this week because we have so few dancers left. We get to see all 4 performers who were not in the top 3 just yet, and you get to save one to move forward. So let's get right to the job at hand. First up, Ellie Rakunas, who is sending a shout out today to her amazing family who supports her every step of the way. Today, Ellie's dancing to El Tango de Roxanne from Moulin Rouge, which she choreographed herself. Do it, Ellie.
On that red light, walk the streets for money. You don't care if it's wrong or if it is right. Roxanne, you don't have to the night.
His eyes upon your face, his hand upon your hand, his lips caress your skin. It's more than I can stand.
That's Ellie. I love me some skirt choreography. Next up, we have Paul Imrani, who's doing the original Norman Maine choreography to Arrival of the Draymen from the Young Girls of Rockport. He wants to send a thank you to Caitlin Hopkins. Oh, she's fabulous at Texas State Musical Theater. Let's go, Paul. Paul Imrani is an awesome almost. I do not envy you two today. Next up, Carrie Walton. Carrie wants to send a shout out to her home dance studio and teachers, especially Cindy Jones and Jeffrey Shields. She says, go West Side Dance Academy. Jeffrey choreographed her number today, which is Roxy from Chicago.
The name on everybody's lips is gonna be Roxy. The lady raking in that ship, she's gonna be Roxy. I'm gonna be a celebrity, that means somebody everyone knows. Roxy, who says that murder's not an art? And who, in case she doesn't hang, you say she started with a bang. Roxy Hart. I'm a star, and the audience loves me, and I love them, and they love me for loving them, and I love them for loving me, and we love each other, and that's 'cause none of us got enough love in our childhoods, and that's showbiz, kid. I'm gonna be singing. To see her naked filming up. Roxy
Jerry Walton, I can see it in Phil's eyes. He wants to speak on all of these. All right, we've got one more person, one more dancer to consider, and that is Hannah Gunderman, who is sending her shout out to Vincent Sandoval. Today she's dancing to Roxy from Chicago. This is self-choreographed. Here's the stage, Hannah.
boys. Roxy, think of those autographs I'll sign. Good luck to ya. Roxy. And I'll appear in a lavalier that goes all the way down to my waist. But always in the best of taste. I'm a star, and the audience loves me, and I love them, and they love me for loving them, and I love them for loving me, and we love each other, and that's 'cause none of us got enough love in our childhoods. And that's showbiz, kid.
She's given up her humdrum life.
I'm gonna be singing.
Roxy, she made a scandal and a star.
And Sophie Tucker, oh shit, I know, to see her naked filmed below. Roxy Hart.
Hannah Gunderman, my friends, you've got a conversation to have, and it's not going to be easy. When we come back, our judges are going to let you know who they have chosen to push through to our final round of voting. Come right back.
These boots and shoes are made for much more than walking, having been knighted the Gucci of dance shoes by the New York Times, as well as the Lord of the Dance Shoes. Phil LaDuca, a former Broadway song and dance man himself, founded LaDuca Shoes some 20 years ago, and dance has never been the same. His creations have graced the feet of such luminaries as Meryl Streep, Katy Perry, Hugh Jackman, Billy Porter, Taylor Swift, Beyoncé, and Harry Styles, to name a few. the official shoe of the Radio City Rockettes. From Broadway to West End, Tokyo to Sydney, La Duca covers the world of dance. Handmade by fourth-generation, old-world Italian cobblers using the finest Italian leathers, we proudly present the world's first flexible character shoe, the original, the only. Step up, step out, and step into the best. La Duca shoes, made by a dancer, for the dancer.
Our judges are back from their council with one another, and it was a big discussion. I got to sit in on this, and it was, Phil's joints
My score with arm wrestling with Justin.
Absolutely. No clear winner there, but a decision has been made. Phil LaDuca, a tough one, tough decision. And
we had a long conversation, and as I said yesterday, and I think it bears repeating today, is that technique is your foundation. But you don't see a house with just walls. You see interiors, you see design, you see paint colors, you see different rooms, different chandeliers, different flavors. And that is also really as strong as we're looking at that technique. We're looking at who brings a character to life. And the word on everyone's lips today is Hana.
The word on everyone's lip is going to be Hannah. All right. Tough decision, but Hannah, you are going through with an opportunity to bust through and win the whole kit and caboodle.
Right.
Congratulations to our top 3, now 4. We'll be back next week for our finale episode on Friday, August 20th at 8 p.m. to announce the winners of Broadway World's Next on Stage Dance Edition Season 2. Who's it going to be? Well, it's up to you, my friends. You'll have to tune in and find out, and make sure that you vote. Be sure to follow Broadway World on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, so you can see when our next round of voting opens on Monday to the public. That's you. I'm your Broadway buddy, Ben Cameron. Thank you so much to Justin Prescott and Phil LaDuca, and for all of you for tuning in. Vote your hearts now. This is when it really counts. Someone's taking home that prize package. Have a great night, everyone. Keep on dancing.
Peace.